Hi again. Okay, for this last video, I want to talk to you about entering contests and publishing your work. You've worked really hard all semester. I'm sure you have a couple gems or things that have the potential to be gems. And so I would like to talk to you this week about publishing or entering contests. Okay, so there are a couple of ways to accomplish this task. One is old-fashioned. You can go and get a book like this. This is the Poets Market for 2019. Obviously, there's one for 2020 as well. And in it, you'll find in the beginning a poetry workbook, basically. It's just a brush up on how to deal with poetry. But the second half of the book, and I don't know how well you can see this, the second half of the book has guidelines, submission requirements, all kinds of things for all kinds of entries. So it's basically a catalog of contests and publishing opportunities. Okay, what else can you do? Well, there's resources in the back of your textbook. That's one place to start as well. You can also do some interesting Google searches. So let me give you an example. Okay, so if you were to Google, say, poetry magazines, you would find a whole selection basically at your fingertips. Now, each one of these has their own submission requirements, their own dates, and their own contest guidelines, so you have to read them all carefully. And this is because each one of these magazines gets a lot of submissions, and you don't want to give the editors any reason to just toss your work aside. So follow the instructions. So let's look at Plowshares. Plowshares is a pretty well-known publication from Emerson College. You can sign up for their newsletter, and you can be kept apprised of all kinds of opportunities. Another way that you can look for publishing opportunities is to Google poetry contest. And this is how I found some of my publishing opportunities. You have to be very, very careful about these. Pay very close attention to deadlines and submission requirements. And you also have to read things very carefully to make sure that it's no scam. You want to be very, very wary of publishing offers that arrive in snail mail. These are often, I'll publish your poems if you buy my book, and the book is usually $100. So be very, very wary of offers that arrive in the mail. But I've given you 3 venues of places to look. You can do the old-fashioned way and go to a Barnes & Noble, not at our school, unfortunately. They don't have this book. But you can go to a Barnes & Noble, buy a book like The Poets Market, have a cup of coffee and peruse it if you don't want to buy it. Enjoy it in the store, make some notes. You can Google poetry contests. You can also Google poetry magazines and take a look at what publishing opportunities they have. Okay. This comes to the end of the semester. Basically, this is the last video. Everything else for this semester is about writing and revising. So off you go and have a really good time with that. All right, take care, you guys. I'll see you on Blackboard.